Hello, this is Dan Terrence, and welcome to week two, day two of Crazy Time, Crazy World. I'm not sure I'm going to stick with that title, but for now, it seems appropriate. I did change the picture though. You can see there's some clouds in the area, but we have a path. We have a path for our journey. And talking about journey, not the group, but I went downstairs to find, working from home is just a weird thing, right? All the time. I saw that my wife had taken out a pound of hamburger for dinner out of the freezer. And I felt a little bit like, should we really be taking our inventory? We don't know how long this is going to go. So I did at lunch hour take an inventory of everything we had in the freezer and made sure that we have enough meals for at least a month. Of course, that means I have to have grilled cheese and red pepper tomato soup, 4 of those meals. But I think we could make it a month without visiting another store. Um, I may have to do some hacks around toilet paper options to go a full month, but um, that's for another show. Anyway, social distancing. This is extremely important part of the plan to limit the spread of coronavirus. Social distancing isn't a new concept. It probably wasn't called this back in the day, but I remember in middle school and high school, I was a pretty geeky, dorky kind of guy, and I think girls, practiced social distancing, from me. So I know exactly what it's like, and I can do it again. I'm sure of it. I'm resilient, and I will live with social distancing. Uh, Seriously, social distancing is really important. And I came upon this article in Washington Post that had some activity that kind of shows social distancing, so the benefits of that. So I'm going to go there now. The article is called "Why Outbreaks Like Coronavirus Spread Exponentially and How to Flatten the Curve." Down here they have a little example of the first one is how if there's 5 people, how everyone gets it. The second one is that the people recover after a certain period, but they want to say let's go up to a bigger group like 200. So here is an example when someone is sick with 200 and how it spreads. And you can tell in the brown area as it goes up, you pretty much everyone is eventually affected, and they then recover. And you can see that's the spike. That's the chart that we've all seen on the news, where you have that quick spike, and it would go way beyond what the healthcare system would be able to handle. This simulation also does not include death, which would then some of these dots would disappear. So let's go to kind of a forced quarantine situation, but it doesn't necessarily work. So on the left side there, I think it's the left side for you, where everyone is being kind of quarantined in an area where there is sickness, and you see the quarantine doesn't quite work, and it expands, and eventually some people get into the other side, and the whole other side then starts to get sick as well. And as people recover, they can't get reinfected, but you can see how the chart is flattened out a bit with this quarantine, but there tends to be kind of a second hump when this strategy, which is a failed strategy, works. You can see there how many people are getting sick, and now they'll finally, begin to recover in that kind of second phase. So this really isn't the right strategy. The next one is kind of the social distancing, and here they have 25% of the people not living with the social distancing. So 25% of the people are still moving around, all right, but 75% are remaining, safer at home. The governor of Wisconsin just signed what they call safer at home. I think it's a nicer wording to don't leave. you're stuck. But many states are beginning to do this, where they give you, if you're not a business that is needed, is not an essential business, you need to close or work from home. So you can see here how that flattened the curve for the 25%. And the last one here is where only 10% of the people are actually moving around. And it is significant, the flattening that can happen by really this strong reduction in the amount of people moving around. And if no one moves around, that's why the 15-day plan that the federal government put together was really, if no one moved anywhere for 15 days, and you couldn't spread the disease, and you could actually kind of snuff it out, but that's not reality. And the 10% is probably pretty difficult too. But the charts then kind of show the differences: the free-for-all, the attempted quarantine, the moderate distancing, and the extensive distancing. And you can see why the staying at home is the strategy, and you need to have 70, 80, 90, 95, 99% of the people staying at home to actually get through this and really flatten out that curve. And let's get through this and get to the other side. Okay. So that was kind of the main thing I wanted to hit on today. Just kind of a reminder, I've talked to at least 3 people every day, and I've had a couple people tell me, hey, I'm doing kind of what you suggested, and it really is great to just reach out and talk and ensure that I'm not alone, because although we are alone, we're alone together. But the only way to make that together part is to reach out. And those 3 people don't have to be all work. It can be family. It can be more than 3 if you can keep the conversations a little shorter, and just continue to reach out and just ask people how they're doing and what they're doing, and let's keep the connection. That's the only way we get through this. And the other thing, again, make sure you write down at least 3 things to get done. Man, I can tell you, yesterday, day 1, week 2, it was a tough mindset, and I was not as productive as I would like to be. And I didn't write down the 3 things I wanted to get done. I kind of had them mentally, and I didn't get them done. I got 1 done. So highly suggest write down at least the 3 things you got to get done, and do them. And lastly, be good to yourself. Keep up with exercise, good eating habits. Try to stick to a routine. I heard that you should get up and you should shower first thing, just like you would any other day. And I think that's a great practice. I didn't do that today. I'm wearing a hat. I will shower. I don't stink. All right. Well, good luck to you. We'll keep this going. I'll, again, try to do 2 or 3 of these videos a week, just to do this thing together. All right. Take care. Until next time.